Imagine the roar of a packed stadium, the clock ticking down, and every fan on their feet, hearts pounding. In the world of rugby, there's no room for hesitation, no margin for error, just raw power, pure instinct, and unbreakable will. But there are moments, extraordinary moments, that go beyond victory or defeat, where players pull off the impossible, defying logic and gravity to write their names in rugby legend. From sidesteps that make defenders look like they're skating on ice, to last-second tries that can only be called miraculous, we're about to dive into the top rugby plays of all time. Plays so epic, they still echo through the halls of rugby history. Let's dive in. Dan Carter's impossible banana kick, 2007. Let's begin our journey with one of the most mind-bending kicks in rugby history. It's 2007, and the man at the center of it all? Dan Carter, the cool, calm, collected genius of New Zealand rugby. He's already cemented his place as one of the all-time greats. But this moment, it's on another level.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's there. Carter has done it. Is that a kick?
New Zealand is up against the British and Irish Lions, and they've got the All Blacks pinned deep in their own half. The angle Carter's facing, almost horizontal to the posts. Any ordinary player would kick it out for a line-out and call it a day. But Dan Carter, he sees the game differently, like some kind of rugby Jedi. So what does he do? He steps up, goes for the impossible. With a flick of the boot and that perfect Carter poise, he strikes what can only be described as a banana kick. The ball swings left, curves right, and then curls back in, all while defying the laws of physics and common sense. And the crowd? Absolutely stunned. People couldn't decide if it was skill, luck, or pure magic. That was the magic of Carter, redefining what was possible in rugby, one outrageous play at a time. Sam Warburton's tackle on Vincent Clerc, 2011. This next play takes us to 2011, and it's not about scoring tries, it's about stopping them with pure brute force. Enter Sam Warburton, the Welsh captain and defensive powerhouse, facing off against France in the Rugby World Cup semi-final. On the other side, Vincent Clerc, one of the most elusive runners in the French lineup. Clerc sees a gap, charges forward, and in his mind, he's already tasting the glory of that try line. But then, like a heat-seeking missile, Warburton zeroes in. He closes the distance in a flash, and bam! He hits Clerc with a thunderous tackle, lifting him clean off the ground. The stadium, dead silent. Fans and players alike are frozen, watching in shock as Clerc crashes to the ground, brought down by a textbook spear tackle. It was the tackle heard round the rugby world, a play that became infamous. Warburton's hit was ferocious and controversial. The ref didn't hesitate. Red card. Warburton's game was over, and with it, much of Wales's hopes for victory. Now, we can debate the call all day, but what's undeniable is the sheer impact of that moment. Warburton's tackle wasn't just a game changer, it's a moment that's burned into rugby history. You can love it, you can hate it, but you can't forget it. George North's tackle on Israel Folau, 2013. And speaking of unforgettable tackles, let's shift to a clash of titans from the 2013 Lions Tour of Australia. On one side, we have Israel Folau, the Australian powerhouse, slicing through defenses like it's child play. He's been unstoppable all series, leaving defenders in his dust. But then comes the moment, a moment that will go down as one of rugby's most epic tackles. Enter George North, the Welsh wing built like a freight train with the speed of a sprinter. He has the ball and he's off, already visualizing the try line. But Israel Folau, he's having none of it. Folau thought he had North right where he wanted him. But think again, mate. North lifts Folau off the ground and, well, let's just say Folau became an unwilling passenger. In one flawless, perfectly timed swoop, North wraps around Folau, lifts him clean off the ground like he's just snatched a sack of potatoes and drives him backward. The entire stadium erupts. Folau, a man who's used to breaking tackles, is left looking shocked, stunned, and very much grounded. This wasn't just a tackle, it was a statement. North's hit sent a message to Folau, the Wallabies, and every rugby fan watching. No matter how fast, big, or talented you are, George North's coming for you. It was pure power meeting precision, and a moment rugby fans still replay with absolute awe. Israel Folau's hat-trick against Argentina, 2013. But speaking of unforgettable moments, let's move to a day when one player took the game into his own hands. It's 2013, and Australia is up against Argentina in the Rugby Championship. Now, Argentina's defense? Not exactly an easy wall to break down, but that day, Israel Folau turned it into his personal playground. From the very start, Folau was on fire. His first try? A perfect showcase of his acceleration and precision. He spotted a gap, weaved through the defense, and boom! He's over the line before Argentina even knew what hit them. The crowd went wild, and you can just tell he was warming up. Fast forward a bit, and Folau's at it again. This time he's charging downfield, bursting through tackles as if they were mere speed bumps. With a graceful sidestep and a powerful surge, he plants the ball down for his second. By now, the Wallabies fans are beside themselves. Then comes the third try, the hat-trick that solidified Folau as an unstoppable force that day. With a clever support run, he catches the defense out of position, receives the pass, and cruises over the line, sealing his third try with ease. It was as if he had a magnet pulling him to the try line. That hat-trick didn't just win Australia the game, it cemented Folau's status as one of rugby's most lethal finishers. He was everywhere on the field that day, untouchable, unstoppable, and undeniably spectacular. Dan Carter's drop goal, 2015. If we're talking about legendary plays, we can't skip the drop goal that sent chills down every spine in New Zealand. It's 2015, and we're in the Rugby World Cup final. New Zealand versus Australia. The All Blacks are ahead, but not comfortably. This game is far from over, and the Wallabies are clawing their way back. Dan Carter to the rescue. The man, the myth, the maestro. With the score tightening, Carter decides to take matters and the ball into his own hands. From way out, he sizes up the posts, plants his foot, and bang! He strikes that drop goal with the precision of a sniper, sending it straight through the uprights. The timing? Impeccable. The distance? Ridiculous. The stakes? Let's just say this was as high as they come. This wasn't just a drop goal, it was a dagger. It crushed the Australian momentum and all but sealed the All Blacks' back-to-back World Cup victories. Carter's kick was ice cold, pure class, and it felt like he was saying, "You want to win a World Cup? This is how you do it." Cheslin Kolbe's try in the Rugby World Cup final 2019. And just when you think you've seen the ultimate clutch play, here comes one of the most electrifying tries in recent rugby history. It's the 2019 Rugby World Cup final. South Africa versus England. The game's nearly in the bag for the Springboks, but Cheslin Kolbe, he's about to put the cherry on top and deliver a moment that fans will never forget. The ball swings out wide and suddenly it's in Kolbe's hands. In front of him is Owen Farrell, one of England's best defenders. But Kolbe doesn't hesitate. With an explosive step that's pure poetry in motion, he leaves Farrell grabbing at thin air. And just like that, Kolbe's off. A streak of green and gold blazing down the sideline. He tears past the remaining defenders, each step taking him closer to the try line, closer to World Cup glory. And then, with that signature Kolbe sprint, he dives over. Try! The crowd erupts, his teammates lose their minds, and even the commentators can barely keep it together. That try wasn't just a score, it was a statement. Kolbe's try sealed South Africa's victory, and it was the perfect showcase of his speed, footwork, and fearlessness. In that one moment, Kolbe became a hero for the Springboks and a legend of the game. So there you have it, the absolute best rugby plays of all time. From Dan Carter's unreal kicks and Warburton's game-changing tackle to George North's fearless hit and Cheslin Kolbe's stunning try, each of these plays is a testament to the power, precision, and pure passion that makes rugby more than just a sport. Did we miss any of your favourites? Let us know in the comments, because in the World world of rugby, there's always room for one more legendary moment. Until next time, keep those tackles fierce and those passes sharp.